Since 2001, at the National Press Club in the United States, 20 individuals who had worked across various fields such as government agencies, the Air Force space agencies, and intelligence gathered to testify or reveal many secrets about a forbidden topic, UFOs. At the dawn of the 21st century, when future generations are taught about the history of humankind, they will hear stories like how Galileo was condemned by the Roman Inquisition for supporting heliocentrism and lived the rest of his life under house arrest, or how mainstream scientists mocked the idea of human flight even when the Wright brothers had already succeeded in building a working aircraft. Will future children laugh at our ignorance just like we once mocked those who believed the Earth was flat? That is the very question raised by the Disclosure Project when some people could no longer accept hiding the truth about UFOs and extraterrestrial life. The Disclosure Project is a non-profit initiative aimed at publicly revealing the truth about extraterrestrial beings, alien technology, and top-secret programs allegedly covered up by various governments. You may be skeptical about the project's legitimacy, dismissing it as another attention-seeking stunt. But if you take a closer look at direct evidence from former government employees, NASA staff, astronauts, military personnel, scientists, those who have personally witnessed these phenomena and examine the detailed documents, videos, and recordings, would you still doubt? The early 2000s were marked by the Disclosure Project's first official press conference held at the National Press Club. During this event, the project's representative called on the U.S. Congress to listen and declassify information and secret programs involving extraterrestrial life, which they claimed were being hidden by the government. 20 individuals from fields such as government, the Air Force space agencies, and intelligence came forward to testify. Moreover, the project claimed it had a list of hundreds of individuals and organizations ready to come forward with their own testimonies. It's also worth noting that the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. is an organization composed of professional members of the American media. Its members include reporters, former journalists, government employees, and staff from major media organizations. Many credible witnesses attended the Disclosure Project's press conference. However, not a single major media outlet covered or commented on the event. Since then, many individuals and groups have made similar efforts, but they all faced significant barriers, particularly in the realm of science. The alien technologies described by witnesses far exceed the boundaries of modern physics as we know it. For example, extraterrestrial spacecraft are said to be capable of unimaginable acceleration, completely unaffected by gravity, and even able to neutralize advanced weaponry. Socially, the media has contributed to building a deeply skeptical public perception of UFOs and aliens. Authentic reports are often buried beneath sarcastic scientific commentary or packaged as entertainment. From surprise and excitement to open laughter, the public gradually became confused, skeptical, and eventually fearful of news related to extraterrestrials. These scientific and societal obstacles, whether intentional or accidental, have caused the Disclosure Project and hundreds of witnesses along with their documents and recordings to fade into obscurity. What compelled these individuals across all social classes, regardless of reputation, status, wealth, or personal comfort, to come forward and speak of a truth that has been skillfully twisted by the media into sensational headlines or cheap entertainment? Coming forward to testify about extraterrestrials is not as easy as one might think. It brings no fame or fortune. In fact, it often results in suspicion or ridicule even from those closest to you, no matter your position in society, whether you're a professor, scholar, politician, or military expert. So the question remains, would you be willing to risk your reputation to defend the truth? One notable witness is John Callahan, former Division Chief of the Accidents and Investigations Branch of the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA. He recounted an incident involving a UFO encounter in Alaska in November 1986. On November 17, 1986, the crew of a Japan Airlines Boeing 747 flight reported seeing 3 unidentified flying objects in the skies east of Alaska. The objects were witnessed by all 3 flight crew members, Captain Kenju Terauchi, co-pilot Takanori Tamafuji, and flight engineer Yoshio Tsukuba. Callahan, who led the investigation at the time, said his team collected significant data about the incident, including audio recordings, video footage, pilot interviews, radar data, and formal reports. However, they were soon visited by intelligence officials who pressured them not to release the information. Callahan was warned that doing so could have serious consequences. After a 3-month investigation, the FAA held an official press conference on March 5, 1987, and denied any extraordinary activity, claiming there wasn't enough evidence to draw conclusions, and that the sightings were likely caused by radar anomalies. Despite the cover-up, Callahan still retained some of the original evidence, including recordings video and one untouched preliminary report. Another key witness is Don Phillips, an aerospace design engineer who worked on the development of the SR-71 Blackbird, a strategic reconnaissance aircraft, and one of the most advanced planes of its time during the Cold War. According to Don Phillips, before the SR-71 was publicly revealed, there existed a prototype aircraft designed under special orders from the CIA. This aircraft had room for only a pilot and 1 passenger, and was capable of transporting individuals to critical locations at incredibly high speeds. As an engineer closely connected with test pilots, Don Phillips noticed something strange. Before each flight, these pilots were briefed with a specific mission to monitor aerial activities, entering or exiting Earth's atmosphere. After this project, Don was transferred to a military base near Las Vegas, a global pilot training center. One night in 1966, Don Phillips and several others were awakened by a strange noise. They then witnessed multiple bright lights moving rapidly across the sky. According to his account, the objects traveled at speeds between 2,400 and 3,800 kilometers, which could accelerate instantly, and even came to an abrupt halt in midair without slowing down. After a while, the objects grouped together into a circular formation, then flew toward the east toward Area 51 and vanished. Area 51, as many know, is a top-secret U.S. military weapons testing facility. Radar data showed that 6 or 7 UFOs appeared during this event. Don Phillips also stated that in the 1950s and 1960s, the U.S. government conducted research involving multiple extraterrestrial species and had shared the findings with several world leaders. According to him, many modern technologies actually originated from alien tech, including computers, lasers, night vision, and more. At present, he claimed there are still ongoing studies on advanced pollution control and clean energy technologies, potential solutions to free humanity from its dependence on fossil fuels. Several other witnesses also presented their testimonies during the press conference. Though less well known, their accounts were no less compelling. Among them was Mark McCandlish, a former member of a special investigation unit within the U.S. Air Force. He stated that he had accessed data and images of alien spacecraft, including technical diagrams of craft that, in his words, far exceeded anything humanity has ever created. Another witness, Michael Smith, served as an air traffic controller in the Air Force. He described instances in which unidentified flying objects appeared on radar screens, while conventional tracking systems failed to detect anything suggesting these UFOs were capable of moving invisibly to human surveillance. Also testifying was Daniel Sheehan, a well-known attorney and advisor to multiple governments on national security and aerospace matters. He revealed that he had reviewed classified documents and firmly believed that alien technology was being secretly studied for military purposes. Many of these individuals claimed to have seen high-resolution photographs of extraterrestrial spacecraft. Some even said they had directly interacted with extraterrestrial beings as part of the secret government programs. What unified them was a common purpose. They were not seeking fame or fortune, but were motivated by a higher cause, the truth and the future of humanity. According to them, alien technology could offer solutions to humanity's most critical challenges: energy shortages, environmental pollution, and warfare. If made public, this knowledge could pave the way for humanity to connect with advanced civilizations in the universe, a key step toward entering a new evolutionary era. The official website of the Disclosure Project has published extensive documents and detailed evidence of extraterrestrial presence on Earth. It continues to release interviews with military and government personnel who claim to have had direct contact with aliens or alien technology. As of now, the project has compiled 61 video interviews and 2 DVDs containing in-depth discussions. These materials serve as powerful, irrefutable evidence for anyone willing to examine them seriously. In terms of human witnesses, there is already an ample number of highly credible individuals, people who held significant roles in government, military, aviation, and science. As for documentation, the project has amassed videos, audio recordings, reports, and photographs enough to raise serious questions about what's truly being hidden. The universe is filled with mysteries that challenge the limits of human understanding. Are they real? Are they out there that my friend is up to you to decide?